Hello friends, now we are doing the third lesson for class 12 CBSE. First one, you remember, I am just repeating, already I told you these things, but once again, first one was the last lesson. And then the second one, you remember, that's about the two boys, isn't it? Lost spring, who had lost their spring, means their childhood. Lost spring is a metaphor. You remember I have already told you and explained these things. Now today we begin, introduction is over, to begin with the passage. This is the first class explaining the passage sentence by sentence. Before that, as usual, we are doing this using what we call the communicative method of teaching English. There, first step is explaining all these difficult words, then secondly, highlights of this particular section, and finally we will have the question answer session. Okay? Very good, fine. So treacherous. Treacherous means dangerous. So for example, in Mahabharata, in the story, Shakuni is a treacherous person. Very dangerous, isn't it? Very dangerous. Then continually means repeatedly. Continually the teacher tells us to keep quiet in the class, but we cannot do. Students are like that. Subdued my pride, suppressed my pride. So my teacher told me to ask pardon to a student. Then I subdued my pride and asked pardon because I had to obey the teacher. Very often when you have to apologize for something, you have to subdue your pride. That's the point. Next, an aversion to dislike. Many people have an aversion to alcohol. Many people like it also. most people, I think, that they know. Revived unpleasant memories and stirred childish fears. Very beautiful expression. You know all these words there, but the expressions, the as a whole, is very good to get there. When I saw the teacher beating a student, a senior student, it revived, that incident revived unpleasant memories and stirred childish fears. Because I used to be beaten by my father for doing mischiefs. So when I saw the teacher beating a senior student, all those things came back to my life. My memory. Gathering conference. Gathering means collecting, gathering mangoes. Yes. So gathering conference means I became very confident. I was asked to do high jump. Then I did not know that, but I was afraid. So, but gathering confidence, I obeyed my trainer. The trainer told me do. And I said sometimes I will break my backbone. Don't worry, you come on, jump. Then gathering confidence, I jumped. And aping means copying. It is not copying in the exam, that is something else. Imitating, we can see. Very often, children ape their parents. And to feel at ease, feel free. After 2 years of teaching, I felt at ease in the class. For first 2 years, it was very tough. Then misadventure, something that can lead you to danger, that is misadventure. Students in their younger days enter into many misadventures. See, for example, stoning the buses, public transport system, buses, or shouting slogans. These are all misadventures actually. And then bruiser means very aggressive, tough and aggressive person. Tough and, for example, we can say the tough and aggressive person, one of Bhima, is a tough and aggressive person in the story, in Mahabharata, isn't it? Tough and aggressive, yes, fight. And then we can say rippling muscles. Rippling muscles means bunched muscles. And if you must have seen people practicing in gym, they have got rippling muscles. Or you have got a competition, people come for Mr. Kerala, Mr. Madras and so on. So such people, they have got more rippling muscles, bunched muscles. So yelled means shouted. The small boy cried and yelled for his parents. To be ducked means to suddenly lower you into water, quickly lower you. That means pushing you down. See, when myself and my friend, we were bathing in a river, he ducked me into water, or I ducked him in the water. It happens like that. Sometimes he will duck me, sometimes I will duck him. And last one, frightened out of wits means I was not frightened. That is the text it is not frightened out of wits means I did not lose my consciousness. See, whatever happens, I was not frightened out of my wits. So whatever happens, don't get worried. That's the point. I was not frightened out of my wits. See, day before yesterday, I saw a witch at night, but I was not frightened out of my wits. I talked to that witch. Why did you come here? What is your problem? Why are you coming only at night? Why don't you come during day also? So when I saw, I was not frightened out of my wits. Means I still remained very conscious. Okay, that's all right, fine. So in this passage, the Yakima River was treacherous. What is this Yakima? The Yakima River is a tributary of the Columbia River in eastern Washington, USA. The state is named after the indigenous people. People at the end, it may not be clear, so I am just repeating. People, Yakima people. So they are indigenous people, natives. So to respect them, that particular state is known as Yakima, the state. Okay. Yeah, about that, the YMCA pool. So this is all about, we have already seen, what is it all about? Deep water. So then at the YMCA pool, the beach in California, revival of unpleasant memories and stirring up of childish fears, feeling at ease in the YMCA pool, the misadventure. The misadventure, the tragedy, so to say, we can say it's a tragedy. Okay, let's read the passage and I hope that you have got the textbook with you. Quick, it happened while I was 10 or 11 years old. It means that misadventure happened. The tragedy happened. It happened. I had decided to learn to swim. Very good. There was a pool at the YMCA in Yakima that offered exactly the opportunity. What is exactly the opportunity means? What I wanted. That is an opportunity to learn swimming. So there was a pool at the Yakima YMCA. YMCA means Young Men's Christian Association. We have got a very well here, Young Men's Christian Association or YMCA. It is an international association. And so offered exactly the opportunity. Opportunity means the chance. The Yakima River was treacherous because certain rivers are there now. These rivers are treacherous. We don't know where the danger is hiding. So sometimes you will think that, oh, it's a shallow water. You jump in, then you will find that it's very deep and sometimes you will be pulled down by the current and you will die. Nearby my place there is a river. Every year at least 5 students will die. They will be drowned. You know why? Because it's very near to the college and the students to show their adventurous spirit. So that is a kind of misadventure. They don't know swimming, but they enter into it. When the river is flooded, nobody can help. I remember, I have not seen a person drowning. That would be an exaggeration. But I have heard in this river, many students, they lose their life. That is because the river is also a bit treacherous actually. Because we don't know. Last year during summer, if you say would visit this river, you will find it's everywhere you can jump. But after the floods, it will be very difficult. Understand that? So the place which is shallow after the floods, it has now become very deep. But people don't know, so they jump and they die. So treacherous. The river as such is not treacherous. The river is actually gives us elixir of life, means water. Water is the most important thing, yes. That's a lifeline. A lifeline of a place is a river. So rivers are not treacherous, but certain places are treacherous. Mother continually warned against it and kept fresh in my mind the details of each drowning in the river. Just now I told you, in this part of the country there is a river, and every year at least 3 to 5 young people will drown. No doubt about it, at least. Like that, the mother here tells him, don't go there, it is dangerous. But the YMCA pool was safe. So that is the contrast. The river is unsafe, but the YMCA pool is perfectly safe. So nobody would think that such a misadventure, such a tragedy would take place or happen in this pool. It was only 2 or 3 at the shallow end, 2 or 3 feet. That means even children can play there. And while it was 9 feet deep at the other, the drop was gradual. So you can see, if you have gone to the swimming pool, you will find the starting point will be 2 or 3 for babies to play. Then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is deep. Why? Because average a man is only 6 feet. Isn't it? That is the average height of a man. 9 feet, suppose there are people with 7 feet, still it is dangerous. Because 2 more feet above his head. And this is 9 feet. But the beginning, so the starting point is 2 or 3. So people, small children also can go there. They can paddle through water. Paddling through water means walking barefoot through water. They can do that, paddling through water. It's a very good, very enjoyable sport, paddling through water. So deep, the other it was gradual. I got a pair of water wings and went to the pool. I hated to walk naked into it and show my skinny leg. So paddling means your legs will be naked. And he says, my legs are skinny. I did not want to show that. But I subdued my pride and did it. Subdued means suppressed. Suppressed my pride. I thought, okay, it doesn't matter. It's a personal, it's a idiosyncrasy or something like that. So I will also join other people. From the beginning, however, I had an aversion to water when I was in. Aversion and dislike for water. As I entered the pool, I felt a dislike for it. Why? Because he had some previous experience and some experience that has been inhibiting him from entering this water. This started when I was 3 or 4 years old, and father took me to the beach in California. So this is the California incident. That is also a tragedy for Douglas. And then what happened? I hung on to him. Yet the waves knocked me down. He's a small boy. And swept. He and I stood together in the surf. Surf, that waves coming and that is bubbling waves. I hung. Surf is also a washing powder. Yes. So here it is. That means what? Surf. You will have plenty of surf in that. When you use that surf powder for washing, then you will see the surf coming up like that. So he and I stood together in the surf. I hung on to him. So I clutched him like this. And then what happened? I stood together, and yet the waves came and knocked me down and swept over me. I was buried in water. I was frightened. My breath was gone. Father laughed, but there was terror in my heart at the overpowering force of the waves. Overpowering is the power of the wave. The force was so great that this small 4-year-old boy fell down and the waves played on him. What about his father? He thought, what is that? Silly nothing. He laughed. This California incident actually had in his mind. This is what he said, this California is about California incident that he says, revived unpleasant memories and stirred childish fears. Because when he entered water here, although it's not dangerous, it's so shallow, so 2 or 3 feet, but still these memories came to him. It was in his subconscious, so it came to him. And when he said, father laughed. But then I was terribly worried about the overpowering force of it. Overpowering, conquering. So the waves have got the power to conquer him. So that was deep in his mind. My introduction to the YMCA swimming pool revived unpleasant memories and stirred childish fears. What were these unpleasant memories? These unpleasant memories were going with his father, then clutching him, but he was overpowered by the waves, and then he thought that he was knocked down. The waves ran over him, and almost he lost his breath. These things, and he was frightened. These things. See, for example, if you see at night a witch, and then you are frightened, and the witch is wearing a white uniform. So even during day, when you see people wearing white uniform, you will be afraid, because that feeling is in your mind. Understand that? That's the thing. That's the point. Yeah, see. The introduction to the YMCA swimming pool revived unpleasant memories and stirred childish fears. But in a little while, I gathered confidence. I forgot. I became very confident. I paddled with my new water wings, watching the other boys and trying to learn by aping them. Aping them, imitating them, or copying them. Not copying the examination, or not that one. So I had the water wings and paddling. Paddling, I already told you, that is walking through shallow waters barefoot. That is paddling. I did this 2 or 3 times on different days, and was just beginning to feel at ease in the water when the misadventure happened. So 2 or 3 days I came in contact with water, although I had got childish memories and I was frightened at the California beach, etc. It's there, but it was disappearing, slowly vanishing into thin air. Then I was getting confident. I am just like any other boys. I can also walk. I can also paddle through water and so on. So I am thinking like that. I was feeling at ease. And then what happened? Then this tragedy took place. He is not the cause of that. Somebody else is the cause. And then he says, then trying to learn, etc. I did this 2 or 3 times, and the misadventure happened. I went to the pool one day. There was no one else. No one else was there. The place was quiet. The water was still. And the tiled bottom was as white and clean as a bathtub. I was timid. I was afraid about going in alone. So I sat on the side of the pool to wait for others. Naturally. And you go to a place and you are you started feeling at ease. Thought that if I go alone, that is alone. I don't want to go alone. I'll wait for others to come. And this is still, quiet. You could see the bottom as you could see the bottom of the bath. So beautifully described. I had not been there long when in came a big bruiser, a bully, tough fellow, and a very aggressive, a boy 18 years old. He is only maybe 5 years or 6 years. Now he says 18 years old, a tough fellow. His rippling muscles, his bunched muscles. You can see now in body beauty shop, people doing like that. I don't have bunched muscles. My muscles are very weak, so no bunched muscles. So he said, I have not been there, but then what happened is, he had thick hair on his chest. He was beautiful, physical specimen, with legs and arms that showed rippling muscles. Very strong legs. Calf muscles and so on, you could catch legs, bunched. So he was a specimen of physical beauty. And then he had he said, he yelled. He did not talk, he yelled, shouted. What did he say? He yelled, he said, "Hi, Skinny." He said, "How do you like to be ducked?" "Hi, Skinny, how do you like to be ducked?" Then what did he did not wait for the answer. With this, he picked me up and tossed me into the deep. He did not wait for my answer or my consent. Within no time he came and tossed. Tossing was just throwing like this. Tossed me into deep end, not the shallow end. And then I landed in a sitting position. Swallowed water. Like swallowed water and went advanced to the water. Oh my God, first time. I was frightened, but not frightened out of my wits. I was conscious, I was frightened. I agree, but not out of my wits, means not unconscious. On the way down, I planned. So consciousness is there. He planned, what did he plan? when my feet hit the bottom, I would make a big jump, come to the surface, lie flat on it, and then paddle to the end of it. If you have ever gone for learning to swim, you see these things are quite possible. If you have got the experience in water, these things are possible. You go down like this, then just jump like this or push up, then you will come down. See that? Spread your hands like, and then you can breathe. After something, you can paddle through water and this. So possible. See that? And paddle. It seemed a long way down. His legs are not touching. 9 feet, not touching. It's a long way down. These 9 feet were more like a 90. Before I reached bottom, my lungs were ready to burst. Water. 9 feet, now he feels 90. Imagine, small boy. He does not have much experience in water. See, he has just begun to paddle only. And this bruiser, he comes and takes him and throws him. So toss is a polite way of saying that threw him into the water. And then he thought like that, I can do this. But what happened is his lungs full of water. And then about to burst. You imagine that. Keep that in your mind till we meet again. Now questions. What are the questions? Questions 1. Why is the Yakima River treacherous? Because Yakima River is treacherous. There are many unknown places there in the river, and almost every year, so we can say, there are drownings. People die by drowning because of the roughness of the water, maybe the current, maybe roughness of the current, and so on. Understand? So that is why this. Many people die in that river. That's the reason. Drown. That's why mother used to continually say like that. What is the California incident? Its impact. California incident, we have already seen. We went with his father when he was 4 years or so. They were playing in the surf, and then he was clinging to his father, but waves came and overpowered him, knocked him down. The waves played over him, and he drank water naturally. He was frightened. He was frightened, but his father laughed. Father did not much care about it. So that is the. And what is the impact on him? He had an aversion for water. That's the aversion, dislike. He was afraid, and that's what. And the third question: why is the YMCA pool considered safe? YMCA pool is considered safe because part of it is shallow, and of course there is the end part is deep, but the beginning is, and it is calm and quiet. It is still and it is quiet. There won't be any external forces in that. Only the water is still there, and so it is under control. And plus there will be drainage and other friends. So the YMCA pool is very safe. And fourth question: when Douglas first entered the pool, what was his mental condition? His mental condition was, this is his mental condition: revived unpleasant memories and stirred childish fears. He remembered the California incident. How he was frightened, how he drank salt water. So those things he remembered. So that was his condition. He had an aversion. Fifth question: who came there and what did he do? There came a bruiser with rippling muscles, and he yelled at him. He, skinny, How do you like to have a duck? Took him and threw him into the water. Isn't it? Pool. And what did he think? Sorry, when he was thrown into the pool, what did he think? What actually happened? He thought that when my legs hit, then I'll push, jump to the surface, lie flat on it, and then paddle to the end of the pool. But actually what happened is that he felt the 9 feet as 90 and his lungs filled with water about to burst. That's what happened. I think this passage is very clear to you. All the words explained, phrases explained and used in sentences. That's the most important thing. If you can use these in sentences of your own, that means these are the words. You can use it. Understand? Part of it, internalizing, a process of internalizing. Then we have got the main points. Now I have explained this and question answer. Actually, in strict communicative method of teaching, there is no reading. Reading should be done by the student. I have already told you these things. I think that I have been enjoying my class, and you know, see now, the boy Douglas. Where is he now? He is in water. What is he doing? Struggling. Why? His lungs filled with water, swallowing water, and is going to burst. Let's see what will happen tomorrow. Bye. Have a nice day.